Alright, today's quick video, we're going to be talking about the Svord Peasant, why I think it's the best sub $20 knife you can pretty much buy, period, and the cool modifications you can do to it. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is both the mini and full-sized peasant knives by Svord, and they are made in New Zealand. They have been around for quite a long time, but it feels like they're only being rediscovered here. I mean, a lot of people talk about the Open L and how good it is for the money, and that is absolutely a truth. However, I feel like this is the one that I think is a little bit more undiscovered. And there's a couple of reasons I prefer this to an Open L. First of all, the ease of one-handed opening and closing. And for the record, this is I got shown how to do this on Instagram. Really cool. You hold it with the back, pull the handle down, and now you have it one-handed. Unlike the locking mechanism on something like the Open L, once you have your grip around this blade, there's nowhere for it to go. As long as you are gripping this knife, you're not going to have to be concerned that this knife is in fact going to close. So that's a huge advantage. I love the blade steel. I love how wide the blade is. And the handle is phenomenal, both in the front grip and reverse grip. But I have done a couple modifications to this. And now this is the original way it comes. It has this kind of pointed, tapered end. And the mini doesn't really require that to be removed because it's already such a nice size. And as you can see, very easy to open, very easy to close. You can just put it on your body and close it that way. You can also just reach up and close it. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. It's just a great knife. It's fidgety, it's enjoyable, it doesn't make a lot of noise, and it cuts like incredibly well. So this one I've modified. Now you can see that on the back end it used to have this pointy tip, and it's particularly annoying, I think, on the larger variants because it extends it quite a bit. It's like over a quarter of an inch, probably almost a half inch of wood. And so what I did is I went ahead and removed it with the Work Sharp blade grinder, and actually it turned out very nice, if I do say so myself. Sorry. Yeah, it actually looks really nice. A little finished off with a little bit of fine grit sandpaper and a little bit of oil, and it looks great. Now with the plastic, I don't know how that will go, but pretty awesome with the wood. So of course we have that that I do, and I've used this knife quite a bit already. I've also done some modifications to this back end. So two things I think are worth talking about. First one is adding a 90-degree spine. It's something that this blade doesn't come with. That is one thing the Open L has stock over this knife, but this is very easy to add. You just add that 90-degree spine, and it's actually preferred on this back end because you have this very narrow piece of metal that you can strike either cross or on top. There's a lot of different ways you can use this with a fire steel, okay? And that is phenomenal. Also, you don't have an exposed blade. You're not using like the back of the blade trying to go across it and you have an open knife. You actually have it closed so you can really bear down into it. And I would imagine you could also put a bow drill divot in here if you wanted. There's a bunch of other things you could probably do. I'm even considering making custom scales that have a space for a bearing, just for the people who love that kind of friction fire stuff. Anyway, the last thing I would suggest with this is modifying the very back end. And you can see here I've kind of tapered the end, and so this has become basically a slotted screwdriver or a prying edge, and it works surprisingly well. The carbon steel is heat treated well, and it's very tough. It's going to hold up very well, and that's the nice thing. I don't have to coddle this knife. I can really go to town, and so far it's held up. Like just taking pretty much any abuse I can throw at it. And I have not done nearly what some people have already done with these peasant knives. So I would highly recommend checking them out. You can get them very inexpensively. I got these from Svord, Canada. And really cool to be able to patronize a smaller business. And they are phenomenal. The wood handles are just awesome. And every one's going to be a little different. So check them out. Also, I would really try to get one of these in your pocket. They are going to surprise you. Even if you have really expensive knives, and everyone's seen, I have expensive knives. These are still some of the most enjoyable ones that I get to put in my pocket from time to time. So check them out. I think you'll enjoy it.